Donation games. These are games where you claim a stand and it automatically displays your products, such as game passes. You can choose to donate or take the more popular route, AFK and hope someone donates to you. I think they're pretty cool as it's pretty much exclusive to Roblox, and I haven't seen this type of game in any other games where the user can create their own experiences, such as Fortnite. This type of game first emerged in 2022 with the first game being Please Donate, made by Hasm, and has since blown up in popularity for its uniqueness. Nowadays, in 2025, in research donation, Roblox brings up a plethora of this type of game. And well, to say the least, a majority of these games are not original and just straight up copy and paste Please Donate with no twist and release them under their own name. But not all is lost. Some donation games have a twist to them. Games like Buy My UGC, Starving Artists, Starving Sculptors, and developer donations have their own gimmicks and focus on a single area. You can kind of tell this by their names. So, you know what? I'm gonna make my own donation game, but better. I think, at least. Oh yeah, before I continue, I'm making this video after I release open beta testing. So if you're interested in checking out the early stages of the game before continuing this video, then make sure to go to the description down below. Anyways, back to the video. So this is going to be my second actual game on Roblox, with the first game being Delete My Game. I haven't been developing on Roblox for a long time, since I usually do stuff outside of Roblox. So this is going to be a challenge. The start to any game on Roblox is an idea, an inspiration, or a concept. And the concept I'm going with is the problem of a lot of these donation games I've visited. The problem that all donation games have is the lack of customizability and the focus on one niche. Okay, so what the heck do I mean? Well, none. Yeah, none of the donation games, even Please Donate, have the option to customize which game passes to show. These games usually don't even show group game passes. So if you're trying to raise Robux for group funds, you have to transfer your Robux to the group by buying products from your group, which has an additional 30% tax. So at the end, if you're putting all your donations into your group funds, you only come out with about 42% of all the donations from these games. So keeping these issues in mind, what special twist or concept will I add to my donation game? Well, simple, extreme customizability. Anything and everything is going to be customizable. You can display games, UGC, clothing, or game passes. You can also edit which ones to show on the components and place your stand, or plot as I will call them later. You will see why. Just keep watching. Anywhere. You will also be able to rotate them however you want. You can even place them upside down. Of course, there's also going to be a bunch of items to decorate your plots with, such as chairs, booths, signs, etc. This is what I believe will make my donation game stand out above a lot of the other ones. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the devlog. So I made the game on April 1st, but didn't do anything. In fact, I did not even touch the game at all until the 6th day. On day 6, April 6th, I completed some of the core data collection, such as basic order data store, for raising and donating, and also added some events for that. Then I implemented an algorithm for getting user-owned groups, getting game passes from user-owned groups, validating these groups to make sure that the players actually held a significant role in the group, getting group game passes and group games. And finally, at the end of the day, I made the script a bit more efficient with about a 4.4 second delay for getting all the user data. These data will be used later on for our various components, so it was really important to get them out of the way first. Then I left the game alone for about 3 days and came back on day 10, April 10th. First things first, I lowered the script loading time to about 2 to 3 seconds. Then I changed the avatar type to R6, checked for selected games, which will be later removed in favor of another system, but you know, it is what it is. And finally, just took a short break to finish a video. Afterwards, I work on the plot placement system. See, I really wanted the player to be able to set a plot or stand anywhere they wanted, unlike other donation games. I made a plot placing mechanic more efficient, added rotating and canceling, and validated the plot position on both client and server side afterwards. Then I lerped the animation so it's way more smoother, added some basic sound effects, leader stats, and improved security because apparently the server side wasn't actually checking if the plot was in a valid position. Then I took a 2-day break, coming back on day 16, April 16th, and immediately focused on mobile controls, thus adding the plot placement mechanic to mobile players. I then made the plot's hitbox to be only client-sided, and then worked on the Components tab by implementing filtering components first. Then I added the component GUI enabling/disabling, made components spin on hover, and added PC component functionality. Then I fixed some bugs, and now you can stack components. Finally, I ended it off day 17 by adding smooth lerping for component placing for that extra juicy user experience, similar to the plot placement mechanic. Then I took a big 12-day break. You'll see me taking a lot of these breaks between days of working because I'm still a student and I have tons of exams to worry about. Nonetheless, on day 29, April 29th, I added full text component functionality so you can customize the text and many different features such as the font, text color, text strokes, and so much more. And ended off by fixing some small memory leak problems that didn't really cause me to crash immediately, but did cause some buggy behavior, such as text being applied to all text components at once. On the next day, I managed to cause a massive memory leak problem that tried to load in 9 to the power of 38 items into the player's GUI, or about 1.82 times 10 to the power of 36 items. I won't go into too much detail since that will be way too long, and I'm sure you guys would much rather prefer to watch the game progress. And I ended off the day by adding Game Pass display functionality, so you can display Game Passes and actually choose which ones to show, and actually loads in from the personal games and your group games. I love this feature and I hope others will too. Who knows, maybe in the future donation game creators might actually take the time to implement some cool features like this. On days 32 to 33, I worked hard on the game display functionality. I wanted the player to be able to show multiple games at once and let other players scroll through them in a sort of showcase fashion. I mainly got this idea from developer donations, as it was something that I personally really wanted to see implemented. So I just did it myself in my own game. Check it out. Then I took a 5-day break and quickly implemented protections against fake donations. You see, if a player changes the price of an item and then someone buys it, the data isn't in real time, it's cached. So it'll display the old price, but prompt the player with the new price. Meaning if someone had an item that was priced at 1 million Robux and then changed it to 1 Robux and then bought it, the game would think it was a 1 million Robux donation. So we require some sort of protection in order to get data in real time to make sure that the price is always up to date and there won't be any fake donations. For the next 2 days, I worked to implement a donation system. I first implemented global donation messages similar to basically all donation games. I added a server and global donation message. Server donations only spawn in servers where the donations happen and could be any amount. Global donations, on the other hand, are only sent out for donations of at least 100 Robux, and as the name suggests, they are global, which means that every server is going to receive that message. After I was finished with those things, I made a live donations board and the leaderboards functional, which was simple, but I just had to wait for my partner to make the actual models and surface GUIs. Here's how they look. I think they're pretty darn cool. Also, I added the Avalog model from the toolbox, which I thought was cool as well. And it's free, so might as well add it. After that, I made a clothing functionality where you can insert a shirt ID, pants ID, and a name to create an outfit. There's a limit of 100 outfits that you can display on a clothing stand at once, and people could cycle through them however they want. People can remove outfits, game passes, or games from any of the components that they don't want shown to other players, so you can always show off your best works. Also, I added the small titles functionality for those who want to show off what they do, whether they are a scripter, a builder, or a visual effects artist, which I think is pretty cool. On day 42, I put all my energy into implementing a smooth plot placing mechanic and component placing mechanic for mobile players. This took a while as there were so many controls that I had to make, such as deleting mode, rotating on the X, Y, and Z axis, placing and canceling. However, in the end, I made something that I think works well. But if you mobile players have any trouble at all, please let me know some suggestions in the Discord server. On day 56, I focused on the last of the 4 first components that will come to the game, which is the UGC component. Other components will be added later if the game gets popular enough. Anyways, the UGC component accepts an SID and a name for the UGC, and it displays it. There's a max of 100 UGC items that you can display on a single UGC component, and the UGC goes up and down and spins around. Players can buy the UGC directly from the component and it counts towards a donation. It's pretty much a carbon copy of the clothing donation component, but with UGCs. Players can also cycle through the UGCs however they want, so if you have multiple UGCs that you want to show off, then you could just put it all on a single component and players could just cycle through them and see whatever they want to see. So I finished the game on day 57. All I really did was add the shop with VIP stuff and a bunch of gears to play around with. You can earn ticks by getting donating to other players, and just playing the game because you get 7 to 14 ticks every minute or so. You could use these ticks on anything really, even game passes and items. So there is nothing in the game that is just Roblox exclusive. I also added some animation and imported some win lines over. Money. So just sit back and enjoy the final product.
Money. Pizza.
You know, we've come a long way from the beginning of this video. Even though it was only my second actual game on Roblox, I think it turned out pretty okay. If you guys want to check it out and leave suggestions, feedback, etc., I'll leave the Discord and Roblox game link in the description below. Otherwise, that's about it for this dev vlog.